So we've just completed the igneous rocks, which means that the rock had to melt and then cool. Sedimentary rocks form in a totally different way. So a sedimentary rock is broken down material that then gets cemented, or excuse me, compacted, squeezed together, and cemented. So sediments that come from rocks and living things deposited in layers become sedimentary rock. So it comes from any other rock, an igneous rock, a metamorphic rock, or other sedimentary rocks. They get broken down, they get deposited. We'll get into deposition in a little bit. And then they get compacted, squeezed, and glued together, cemented together. So erosion, water, wind carry stuff away. Deposition is where it lands, where it sits, where it lands. Compaction is the squeezing together of the material, and cementation is the crystals are dissolved in water. The water will then evaporate, and the crystals will act as a glue and form the new rock. All right, so in this picture here, we're looking at layers of deposited sediment. The deposited sediment gets squeezed together because of all the weight above here and gets glued together from the other minerals. Now, there are different types of sedimentary rocks. Excuse me. First type is a clastic rock. That is the standard compaction and cementation. All right. Broken pieces of rock come together. They're based on the size of the particle. So shale is made out of clay, which is a very small particle. Sandstone is made out of sand. And conglomerate is made of all different sizes, including large pebbles. The second type of sedimentary rock is an organic sedimentary rock, or bioclastic. Clastic, glued together. Bioclastic, living things, or things that were once living, glued together. So they form the remains of substances that were once living. Coal is swamp plants and other materials. Limestone is actually clamshells, or different shells of different animals that once they died, the shells get broken up and they get glued together. So they were once living things. And the last type of sedimentary rock is the chemical sedimentary rock, formed when minerals dissolve in solution and crystallize. Now, a lot of you guys and gals last year did a lab in seventh grade where you were separating the different materials. You had iron in there, you got rid of it with a magnet. You had sand or whatever, you got rid of it with filter paper. And then you had salt or sugar dissolved in water. And the way you got rid of that was you were able to evaporate the water and it left the sugar or salt behind. You were actually creating a chemical sedimentary rock. That material left behind was the rock. So in nature, water has dissolved minerals in it. The water evaporates and the rock is left behind. So an example of that is gypsum, all right, limestone. Now, limestone, we just said, was a bioclastic rock. Well, those shells and stuff can dissolve in the water, and then the water evaporates, and you are left with a rock behind it. All right, so the rock is left behind.